Hi everyone, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button because you'll find new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you hit the bell next to the subscribe button, you'll be one of the first to see when my new videos go live. Now in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can use Dollar Tree items to create your own custom and high-end looking home decor pieces for the holidays. So let's go ahead and get started. Now let me tell you a little bit about these decals here. I will have these in my Etsy shop, which is crossonmyheart.com. It will come with all 9 of these words. I actually put a set in my shop last year in a set of 9, so completely different words, and you guys loved them, and you've been patiently waiting for a new set to come out. So these are finally available over in my shop. I will link that down in the description box below if you want to head over and check these out. If you have a silhouette or a Cricut machine and can cut your own decals, these are made with matte black vinyl in Oracle number 651. These are no bigger than 3 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. So these, I split into 2, so these are smaller to make a total height of 2.5 inches. And nothing is bigger than 3 inches because it just seems to wrap around your mug a little bit too much. But I will have these, like I said, in my Etsy shop, so go check that out if you don't have access to a vinyl machine. If you do, you can make whatever words you want, so that's a really cool thing. The first project we're going to work on are our coffee mugs here, which is a really simple way to start. Alright, so like I showed you, I have 2 different mugs here, and in my set I have a cocoa decal and a Grinch decal. So Dollar Tree did have these really fun green mugs that are perfect for the Grinch decal. And these are my favorite mugs from Dollar Tree because they are pretty much the same height all the way around. They don't taper out, which makes it a little bit more difficult because there's more of a curve to them to apply decals. Now if you've never applied a decal before, I want to show you how, especially if you purchase these from my Etsy shop. They will come just like this, ready to go. They have a transfer sheet on top. The vinyl is sandwiched in between that and a backing piece of paper. And what we're going to do is just take something hard like a credit card or an old gift card. You can use Pampered Chef has a rubber scraper you can use a popsicle stick, something hard that you can rub over the top of the transfer sheet, and then you just peel the transfer tape away from the paper backing and your vinyl will come off on the transfer sheet. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my little stand here in a minute, but I want to show you how to apply this on here. So all you have to do is kind of find a spot. You could use a ruler too to kind of like perfectly center everything, but if you just eyeball it, usually it's not too bad since the font is more square than wiggly. And then you just, once you have it in place, you rub it. I like to rub it with my finger. You like to start in the middle here, work your way to the outsides. Then take your squeegee again, press firmly until you've got all of the vinyl covered. And then you just remove this transfer sheet and reveal your vinyl. Just like that. Now the Ray Done mugs have the handle this way and then the words on the front, but you could do them the other way too. It's just up to you how you want your words, and also depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. Now let me tell you a little bit about my stand here. So now I always get questions about this. All I have are some scrap pieces of wood that I have a base piece and then 2 pieces up here coming this way, and then I have it glued and nailed into the sides here. And then this is just felt around the top, and that protects any kind of glass or ceramic that I sit on there. And it just keeps your mug stationary instead of it, being off to the side or crooked whenever you go to vinyl on it. So if you do a lot of mugs, these are really handy. I'm not sure if you can actually buy these made already. Probably, I'm sure somebody makes these. I just made this. So if you're interested in something like that, it was super duper simple. I painted it. You don't even have to do that. Or you could pick a pretty color felt if you wanted to and make it custom too. So now that I have this mug done, I'm gonna go ahead and do my Grinch mug too. This is my absolute favorite Christmas movie, so I actually totally had to do the Grinch decal for this set. Now this next project I thought would be so perfect for this Jingle decal that I have in the set. I found this adorable bank slash shadow box at Dollar Tree. It has a little opening at the top for change, and it says Our Adventure Fund on the front. And then as far as other supplies I have are jingle bells from Dollar Tree, some cotton balls, rubbing alcohol, and then some buffalo check ribbon. I'll also need some scissors and some hot glue for that. But the first thing I want to do is work on this shadow box here. I want to get the Adventure Fund off the front because that's where our decal is going to go instead. So let me catch you up on where I'm at right now. The paint or whatever they've used to put the words onto it is actually on the inside. It's not on the front. So I soaked some cotton balls in some fingernail polish and let them sit on there to kind of loosen all of that up. I'm going to take those off, and I let those sit for about a half an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then I have a razor blade here. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid in there and scrape the paint off of the glass. Alright, so here's my shadow box. I got all of the wording off of there. And now I can add my decal to the front, my Jingle decal. You want to make sure that you don't push down too hard when you go to squeegee it on there because you don't want to break your glass or pop it out or anything. And now we're going to work on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and use the background that came with it because it's neutral. And I really wanted something just really simple. I want to add the buffalo check bow to the top, so I didn't want anything that was going to compete with each other. Of course, you could forgo the bow and even do a buffalo check background instead. That would be super duper cute. And I'm going to add these jingle bells. These are packs of the 20, so they're kind of on the smaller side. And then, so jingle bells in, I'll put the back on, and then I'll make the bow using the buffalo check ribbon and some jute for the top. Alright, so here's my box. I added all 40 jingle bells in there, and I think I'm going to take some out because it's kind of hard to see the jingle vinyl. I think if you did maybe white vinyl for that, you could see against the silver bells, but I know you'll see it against the background. So I'm just going to take some of those bells out so it's not so full, and then I'll also show you how I'm going to make this bow. I was just going to speed through it, but I think it would be helpful if I just gave you a little quick tutorial on that too. Alright, so I'm down to just 15 of the jingle bells in here, so you can see the jingle against the background. I wanted to do a quick tutorial on the bow, so I have about 17 or 18 inches worth of 2.5 inch wide ribbon. You just bring your tails together to make a loop. You pull up on the middle, so now you have a bottom middle and a top middle, and you bring those two together, and that's going to give you equal size loops on both sides. And then you need to crease your center, so you just push your thumb into the middle and then you fold your edges backwards. So basically you're making 2 mountains and 1 valley in the middle, and that is a super duper simple bow. I know sometimes these things scare people, and I don't want it to be scary because it's super easy And if you do it a couple times, it gets easier. So I'm just using my jute now to wrap the middle. I want it to have sort of a significant middle. I don't want it to look dinky. So I'm gonna wrap this several times and then just tie a knot in the back. We're gonna make sure too that our loops stay the same size. So you need the same size loop on both sides. I'm just gonna tie it a couple times, cut my ends off, and hot glue it to the top. Now this next project, I'm going to make a cute little ornament. This is from Dollar Tree. The decal I'm going to use says, "Let it snow," and I'm going to paint mine with the white chalk paint. And then I'm going to add some decorative embellishments to the top here to kind of make it have a little bit more interest. And you could even add some fake snow in here. I think that would be super cute with the "Let It Snow" decal. Then I'm going to go ahead and this top just twists off, and I'm going to give it 2 coats of white chalk paint. So here's the ornament after 2 coats of paint. I'm going to use my stand again, but I'm going to set it this way. You probably even could use like a mug, like I just made this one. So you could even set it on a mug to kind of keep it from rolling around. And if your ornament is big enough, you could even do like a round ornament in a mug. So there's a little tip. I'm going to use this, it just seems to hold it a little bit better. And I'm going to apply my "Let It Snow" decal to the front. So now, because this had so many curves on it and there's really no flat surface at all, I did have to start with it in the middle and push that down and work my way from the middle up and then out, and then the middle down and out. So hopefully that kind of helps as you apply your decals to something like this. Even a round ornament, there's no flat surfaces. You really need to start in the middle, work your way out, up, and then out as you go. Now that that is done, I'm going to work on the top. So I'm just going to screw the top back on the ornament. And then I'm going to add some buffalo check ribbon to mine. Mine is from Hobby Lobby, and I get it for 50% off. I always wait till it's on sale. So this roll was only $2 total. This one is 2.5 inches wide, but I'm going to cut it down. It's way too wide for this ornament. So I think I'm going to cut it in half and just tie a knot at the top. If buffalo check doesn't match your home's decor, you could use all kinds of different things too. You could just put some jute on the top. You could add some red and white twine. You could even add a little bit of evergreen to it. So you can get creative and make your ornaments match your tree's design. Now our next project will be so cute for a hot cocoa bar or a coffee bar or a kitchen decor piece or even a party. I found these containers at Dollar Tree. They're glass and they have these metal lids on them, and you can sit them two different ways. You can sit them, you know, which you would normally see a container, or you can sit them on the side like this, which I think is so cute. And then we'll be able to see the cute lid that we're about to make for our containers. So I have my white chalk paint over here. I'm going to paint the lids with 2 coats of that, and then we're gonna add the decals to the tops of the lids as well. So I have peppermint and marshmallow, and that is what we're gonna put inside of our jars. All right, so these are dry now. I'm gonna add my decals to the top. So definitely a tip you wanna know, make sure to put your lids onto the glass and screw them on there, and then add your decals to the front, because if you just put your decal onto the lid and then go to screw it on, it may be crooked, and you want to make sure your lids are on tightly so it can preserve the inside. So definitely wash this too before you add any kind of food item. Now I can go ahead and add my peppermints and marshmallows to there and make them cute on my coffee bar. And here's a bonus idea. You can turn your existing ray dun around and add the decals to the ray dun that you've already have. So this one said gather on this side, which I used for Thanksgiving. And instead of buying another new ray dun canister, I just flipped it around and put the believe on there. I'll have a link to my Etsy shop down in the description box below where you can find the decals that I used in today's tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope that it inspired you. Please give this video a thumbs up for me. You can hit that subscribe button right next to me, and below that are more great DIY tutorials. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'll have those linked down below as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.